Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've missed you all so much. In my previous video, we officially launched MD Beddings and it's been so exciting. We've had loads of people obviously purchase, and we've got even great reviews. But yeah, I am back and I'm back with a bang. In today's video, we are going to be talking about why people go back to toxic relationship. You know, what's that attraction, what's that magnetic thing that makes you go back to that relationship, even though you know it is bad for you, it is bad for your mental health. If you are new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe, click on the notification icon, that way you know whenever I upload a new and interesting video. But without further ado, let's dive straight into today's video. Now, I have had my fair share of toxic relationships, and guys, it was not funny. It took me almost 3 years to realize and give myself some brain, like, God, what are you doing? You know, wake up, you need to snap out of this. And I just wanted to come on here and share my experience with you and tell you the reason why I personally, got stuck in that relationship. And a lot of you might, relate to this. But first of all, I would like for us to know I know obviously we know the definition of toxic, okay? But I would want to give you the Oxford Dictionary definition of toxic, okay? So I'm just going to look on my phone here. It says, Oxford Dictionary says toxic means poisonous. It also means very harmful or unpleasant in a pervasive or insidious way. So toxic relationship, poisonous relationships. And yeah, it took me a moment for me to think about, articulate my thoughts, because trust me, I went through a lot when I was in that relationship. This was before I met my husband. And the relationship started okay. And I want you guys to know that being in a toxic relationship does not mean that the two individuals in that relationship are bad, But the only thing is, when they come together, they don't work together. It's just like mixing water and oil. It's not going to mix together. For me anyway, my relationship at the time, he was a good guy, I was a good girl, but we just did not work together. And I will be sharing a few things that made me know that the relationship was toxic. However, I did not pull out of it. I did not snap out of it. Now, coming from a third perspective, is very easy to give great advice. It's very easy for you to point the harmful patterns in that relationship. It's very easy for you to say, oh, this person is bad for you, this lady is bad for you, this man is bad for you. But when you are in the relationship in itself, you don't see all these things. And even when you see it, you try to convince yourself the reason why you should ignore these signs, the reason why you should ignore all these things, because of, oh, he's loving, or she's caring, or it's just because whenever she's in a mood, that's why she acts this way, but on a normal day she's the sweetest person. And you keep convincing yourself, and that's how you get stuck in the relationship. Now, another reason why you keep going back to that relationship is because you've got low self-esteem. I'm so sorry to say that, but it's the truth. It happened to me. I didn't realize it until afterwards, but I found out that I had low self-esteem. I kept running back to him, and it was just because I felt like I couldn't find better. This was the best person for me. This was the ideal person for me. This is the person I've prayed to God, because I'm very serious about committing my relationship to God before I even go into it. And I was very, very positive that I got a confirmation from God that this relationship was going to work. However, I think that confirmation wasn't from God. It was probably myself. You know how sometimes you're talking to yourself and you think it's God talking to you, but it's just your brain telling yourself what you want to hear, literally. And I kept going back to that relationship because I just felt like, oh, am I going to find better? You know, I don't think this is just the perfect person for me. And you know what, guys, at the end of the day, it did not work. He was a cheat. He lied about a lot of things, and I kept on forgiving, and it became, am I Jesus Christ? Every time he did something wrong and I caught him red-handed, because sometimes, you know, you might tell yourself, oh, I haven't caught him red-handed, so I wouldn't be able to, you know, I can't tell, maybe he's not doing it, I don't want to jump into conclusions, sorry. But this time around, I caught him red-handed, but he just knew how to get himself out of it. And I think it wasn't just about him, it was about the fact that I let him do that, you know. And I think he knew that I was very, very vulnerable at the time. I could just let anything slide. So literally sometimes, like I said in the, you know, previously, I would see text messages from other ladies, and I knew that he was in a relationship with them, whatever form of relationship, and he would leave those messages on his phone, and I would see them and I would get upset. Oh, who's this person? Blah 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 blah. And he'd be like, no, just relax, it's nothing, it's nobody. And you know what, I would relax. Now someone else would see. My sister was so mad at me about this relationship. We had a fight about him, and I was telling my sister, stay out of it, this is my life, this is my relationship, you know, I don't want you to get involved. And me and my sister had a clash really regarding this relationship. My sister kept saying, you don't see what I'm saying. And this is what I'm saying about a toxic relationship. You don't see it because you're so much in love. You just feel like, oh, you guys are too compatible. So it's okay for you to let little things slide in. You know, it's okay for him to cheat just once in a while. You know, there's a saying that men cheat at least once in their lifetime. I don't know if you've heard that. But girl, you deserve better. Gentleman, whoever's watching this, you definitely deserve better. And I didn't realize this until almost 3 years. And you know what, the most annoying part of this realization for me was that I didn't even break up with him. Eventually he broke up with me. I found that because at the time it was more of a distance relationship here. I was back in Nigeria then. I was serving in another state. He was in another state. So it was a distant relationship. But then later on, after my service, I moved to the US. And we were still having in my head, we were in a relationship. But you know what? The same girl that I saw him, you know, he introduced the girl to me as his friend. And I thought they were friends, but obviously I had a hunch. I knew that something was going on, but because I trusted him, because I wanted the relationship to work, I was forcing it. He eventually got married to that girl, and he didn't even have the courtesy to tell me that he was married. So while I was in the US doing my lovey-dovey, you know, talking, you know, the time difference in Nigeria, talking, how you doing, blah blah blah, and he would act like there was nothing going on. The way that I found out that he got married was a friend of mine, you know, just called me casually. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry about what happened with all the energy and the time you put into the relationship. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, this person is already married. He got married so and so. And my jaw dropped. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it took me even longer to get over him, and I'll be talking about that in my next video, how to get over your ex, how to get over a breakup. But imagine if he didn't break up with me, I probably would have been, I was so gullible that even though I could see the signs everywhere, I still let him carry on until he broke up with me by getting married to someone else, which is ridiculous when I think about it now. But at then, it was such a serious matter. And it was when I started to go through my healing process, and then I realized that, you know what, I deserve more. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be valued. And you do that too. So if you know that you're in a toxic relationship and you can see signs of him cheating, he doesn't respect you, he doesn't respect your opinions, he doesn't support you, then don't force the relationship. There's no point holding on to something that will not hold. Do you get what I mean? There's no point trying to force the relationship when you know that is in your mind, you know that it's not going anywhere. I want all of you watching this video today to realize that you are worthy of real love, and you do not need to take rubbish from any man, any lady. Honestly, your like minds attracts like minds, you know that already. So whatever it is that you want in a relationship, you just try and work on yourself, and trust me, you attract the right person. You know, a healthy relationship should be about adding value to you and not taking away, not making you cry today in the morning, in the afternoon you're laughing, in the evening you're crying, next tomorrow you're mixed feelings. You're just like you're hot and cold every time. It shouldn't be that way. In my next video, I'll be sharing with you how I got over this breakup. It was a shock. Like I said, one moment we were dating and the next moment he was married. So he didn't even respect me enough. Are you guys understanding this? He didn't respect me enough to call me to break up with me, text me to break up. However way you want to break up, I don't care. He didn't tell me he was married, and he still kept on calling me even after he got married and did not say anything. You know, the height of disrespect is just unbelievable. But that's what happens when you're in a toxic relationship. They take you for granted, be it the man, be it the woman. They don't respect your opinion. They don't think you deserve any form of love, and so you shouldn't be with that person. If you thoroughly enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, make sure you comment. Let me know about if you've been in a toxic relationship, how you got over the relationship, how you realized, and you know, like I said, it takes a while for you to know that you are in one, how you realize you were in a toxic relationship and how you snapped out of it. I hope to see you in my next video, but for now, bye.